Chapter 52. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I can't decide this. Smoker thought for a moment and replied. Well, since you said so, it seems there is no other way. Qingyun shrugged, and continued, in this case, I can only sell some information to make money and compensate the villagers. I think, the captain of the East China Sea Navy colluded with the pirates and oppressed the common people for nearly 8 years, with the death toll reaching tens of thousands. I think Morgans should be willing to pay a high price for such information as 100 or so, or a naval captain colluded with the dragon pirates to kill retired Navy personnel and threaten the only surviving 2 adopted daughters to live a miserable life. It is said that he is thinking, it is better to say that he is using this matter to put pressure on Smoker. Are you threatening me? Smoker's face also darkened, but it is undeniable that what the other party said really touched him. At the same time, if this kind of news is processed in Morgan's World Economic News Agency, it's not just what you said, Qingyun. Although he only knows a little about Morgans, he still knows a little bit. It is said that Morgans goes to great lengths to attract big news. Eyeballs, not hesitate to exaggerate facts or make up news. This is not a threat, just a friendly reminder. Qingyun smiled, then, he also pulled out Nami beside him. Do you know my companion? I don't need you to answer. I know that you are not at this stage of Alzheimer's disease. But Smoker, you know that my companion, her adoptive mother, was once a Navy. When faced with the invasion of the dragon pirates, she stepped forward but died heroically. For the sake of the village, the companions could only be forced to join the dragon pirates, and even made an agreement with the pirates to buy the village with 100 million belly. As a human being, you should understand who the pirates are. Everything they say is untrustworthy. But it was because of this little hope that my companion worked as a sea thief for 8 years in order to raise 100 million belly to buy the village. Do you know how many life and death crises he experienced during this process? On behalf of them, I am just asking you to return the money that belongs to the villagers in these villages. What happened? If it weren't for the collusion between the Navy and pirates, why would so many villages have suffered so much, and died so many people? Smoker, do you dare to say something out of the justice in your heart that this matter has nothing to do with your Navy, and you don't need to be responsible or compensate? Qingyun also roared, his words also silenced Smoker. The other party's question made him unable to answer at all, because the other party was right, half of the crimes suffered by these villages were due to the Navy. Suffered for a long time. I see. After the investigation is clear and the stolen money is recovered, I will have someone send the money over. After a lot of tangled thinking, the justice in Smoker's heart finally gave a reply. After saying that, he turned around and walked towards the warship. He has been talked about to this point. And he really has no shame in this place. Now, he just wants to go to the 16th branch of the East China Sea to find out that Colonel Mouse colluded with the dragon pirates and embezzled a large amount of money, and gave all the evidence. Search them out and convict them. Colonel Smoker, this is not in accordance with the rules of the Navy. It would be terrible if the superiors knew about it. Desai-chi also hurriedly ran after him. Although he hated the Navy scum like Captain Mouse very much, she felt that she still needed to remind her boss. I'll take care of it with the superiors. Hearing this, Smoker just answered coldly. Superior? After he has found out all the stolen money of Colonel Mouse first, and then sends all the stolen money over, Qingyun will definitely deal with it. When the superior knows by that time, the money had already been in the hands of all the villagers in the nearby villages. Even if the Navy Marshal came, he had nothing to do. As for making trouble, Smoker still knows a little bit about his own value, the natural devil fruit ability. In addition, there are some friends of mine. Secondly, there is also his teacher. If the network of connections is activated, even the Naval Marshal Sengoku will at most reprimand him and then put an end to this matter. After Smoker and others took away Captain Mouse and other Marines, he watched the warship slowly disappear from his sight. Only then did Qingyun retract his gaze. Acting is so tiring. What he said just now, as well as his emotional and roaring look, were actually mostly faked by him. Otherwise, how to make the other party touch his heart, and then violate the Navy's rules and procedures and perform such an operation on him? This matter is also coming to an end. Qingyun sighed. This was the most troublesome thing he had ever done. Nami's help made him not only worry about himself, so, he followed his plan step by step, taking Nami's side. The things that a person should have come over one by one. At the same time, he did not get into trouble and did several operations, therefore, it also seemed troublesome. Fortunately, he knew Smoker. What if the Navy he knew was a fool if it is stuck? It is estimated that it will only be a few days after the attack. On Colonel Mouse, his reward order should be freshly released over there, and at this time. Thanks. Nami suddenly came closer, his eyes widened. This is too proactive. It's too sudden. It's a direct sneak attack. No. I have to fight back. For a while, it's a war of words. The battle started. New book, please give me some data. Dear beauties, if you think the author's writing is good, you can vote for flowers, evaluation votes, and monthly votes. The more you vote, the more updates the author will make. Don't be soft-hearted and vote more. Big discount on Dragon Boat Festival reading. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 53. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Although, the two of them had finally pierced the window paper. But, they still haven't broken through the last step. As for the reason, of course it was because it was broad daylight. How could you do such a thing? Even if Qingyun is willing, but Nami expressed her refusal, I can only endure it. Then, the next few days, Qingyun didn't find any chance to make a move. Only because Nami and Noki are close together, so there is no chance at all. But, Smoker's movements were very fast. 2.5 days, the other party found out everything Colonel Mouse had done over the years. The result is a bunch of shit. You could say so. After reading it, Smoker felt that he needed to take antihypertensive drugs to maintain his high blood pressure, but after things are almost settled, Smoker also sent someone to deliver the money. It's just that the amount is not as much as expected. The reason is naturally because he squandered a lot in 8 years, and after the remaining money was found out, it was only a little more than half. But, it's better than nothing. This money is also distributed evenly to each household. This is certainly not entirely fair, it can only be considered fair, and everyone is more accepting of this distribution method. And the notebook Smoker gave him, he also asked Nami to copy it. Copy it yourself. Impossible, although he can understand the language of this time and speak the language of this world because of his golden finger, he seems to have no language barrier and can even read the words of this world. But the only thing is, writing requires practice, so, he just copied a few words. It can be considered as written. It's so crooked. That's why he asked Nami to help him copy it. At least the other party's handwriting was good and it looked neat and beautiful. For such requirements, Nami naturally did not refuse. After all, the relationship between the two had been broken. She saw with her own eyes that this thing was obtained by Qingyun in exchange for the favor given to him by Smoker. It must be a very important thing, so she also copied down all the domineering training methods in the small notebook. After copying, Smoker's small notebook was naturally useless to him. Therefore, when the Navy came over, he also gave this small notebook to the Navy and asked him to take it back to Smoker, so that things were cleared between them. A few more days have passed. Even if there is a method to practice domineering, it seems that it still takes a lot of time to learn domineering. Qingyun said with emotion, learning this thing requires a lot of effort. Time will tell everything, but, for him, today is also the time for him and Nami to set off. Koko Nishi village is attacked by the dragon pirates. The matter of oppression has been completely resolved. Not only the dragon pirates were eliminated, but also the nearby Navy scum, and the mouse colonel were also dealt with, so everything is fine. It's just that in Koko West village part of things are good. The only bad thing is that the relationship between him and Nami has been broken, but he can't go any further. It's all Nozomi who insists on sleeping with Nami. Hey. Watch Qingyun. He could only feel aggrieved and not say anything, just endure it and let it go. So, he finally went to sea. Now no one could stop him and Nami from doing what a couple should do. However, they were going to go next the place, that is, near the kingdom of Elegia. In fact, Nami was planning to stay for a while before setting off this time, but the sky is unpredictable, and people are prone to misfortunes, so, a phone call came in. Come here. Nami instantly changed her mind and chose to go to sea. According to the news from the East China Sea Bounty Intelligence Organization, the next route of the battle pirates will pass near Alegia. The bounty is tens of millions of belly. Xiao Yunyun, I'll leave it to you. Nami said with a smile. You have to have a begging attitude when asking for help. I'm a little thirsty now. As soon as he heard this, Qingyun immediately put on airs. When others want something, he just has to put on airs and get some benefits. I'll give you juice. Nami also hurriedly went to pour juice for Qingyun. There is only one reason why she is so attentive, and that is to keep all the money Nami-chan earned during this period, as well as the money she earned from her previous adventures at sea. It's high for Noachi, so, she is penniless. When a money-loving little thief cat is short of money, it is obviously much easier to handle. Having said that, Qingyun also knew what he should do. Based on intelligence, the fighting pirates are a pirate group composed of devil fruit users. Captain Beluster is the captain of this ship, and he is also an ability user, a person with superhuman type and battle fruit abilities. This fruit ability can make people fall into a crazy desire to fight, such a role. Qingyun has never heard of it. There has never been such a character in the original work, so Ba Cheng is an inconspicuous little character, but anyway, the other party is also a devil fruit user. It was also his first time meet a pirate who has devil fruit abilities, therefore, he decided to kill this person, but if we want to get to Alegia, we obviously won't be able to get there in one day. And his chance, it also came late at night. At this time, Noachi was far away in the sky, so no one came to disturb them. Then, all of these. It just happened naturally. New book, please give me some data. Dear beauties, if you think the author's writing is good, you can vote for flowers, evaluation votes, and monthly votes. The more you vote, the more updates the author will make. Don't be soft-hearted and vote more. Big discount on Dragon Boat Festival reading. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 54. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Alegia, this place was once known as the home of music. After experiencing a big event, everything here is also in vain. Battle pirates. Hey guys, our destination has arrived. Let's find all the treasures left in Alegia. Captain Belust also said loudly and boldly. Of course, this is more out of helplessness, so he chose to come here. His bounty is 7 million belly, plus the other pirates on his ship. Combined, the reward is the gold also reached tens of millions of belly, but of course it was only a little more, not worth mentioning at all, and the reason why he set his sights on this place of Alegia was mainly because of the recent reward. A very powerful being appeared among the Golden Hunters, and could almost wipe out the pirate group with the highest bounty in the East China Sea. Therefore, many weaker pirates were frightened and hid themselves in order to avoid themselves being targeted. Hiding has no income, and robbing villages can easily expose one's position. This makes many pirates think about it, and some of them choose to find some uninhabited islands and search for such uninhabited islands, trying to find some treasures and other things that were left behind and hidden by their predecessors. Therefore, the fighting pirates and others set their sights on this place that was destroyed more than 10 years ago and was known as the hometown of music. Iogia. Soon their pirate ship docked. The pirates on the ship filed in one by one and broke into this place. When Iogia's people discovered the situation here, they also hurriedly reported the pirate invasion to the king. Although Alegia was destroyed, some people in the kingdom of Alegia still survived. Otherwise, this place would have been a no-man's land. Here in Alegia, after King Gordon got the news, his heart trembled. Pirates. Although the pirates in the East China Sea are weak, Alegia is no longer what it used to be. The means to resist pirates? Almost none. They can always exist safely here. Among them, it is because this place was apparently destroyed by the 4 emperors Shanks. Secondly, there is really nothing in this place. Money. I'm so sorry. Most of the treasures and stuff were basically taken away by Shanks, and not much was left. In addition, the expenses for more than 10 years here were almost spent. Yuta, where are the Yuta people? Gordon asked quickly. Princess Yuta said she wanted to walk alone and should be near the beach now. The maid quickly replied. Oops. Hearing this, Gordon ran towards the beach near the coast without saying a word. He was entrusted by Shanks to take care of Yuta. Also, in the past 10 years, he has really taken care of Yuta. Treating it as his own daughter, how could he not be worried now that he heard such news? Coast Beach, Yuta walked aimlessly alone. On weekdays, she was the only one quiet here, but today is different. The battle pirates have logged in. They spread out and searched the place. 2 pirates happened to bump into Yuta on the beach. Especially after seeing Yuta, the 2 pirates were gradually becoming lustful. During this period of time, they were hiding away, which made them want money, but they didn't have it. They wanted women, and they couldn't even touch them. Therefore, when they saw Yuta, they rushed over directly. I haven't eaten meat for a long time. It's really so competing against Yao-chan. See this, look at the other party's unsuspecting look. Yuta also ran away quickly. No need to guess, what would be his fate if he fell into the hands of this group of people. At this time, Hidao styled Jingja. However, Qingyun's figure appeared. He rushed towards the 2 pirates extremely quickly, and then he passed by them. 2 heads flew up directly, instant kill. This is also very normal. After all, he is just a fish among pirates. If he can't kill such a pirate instantly, his improvement during this period will be in vain. After taking care of these 2 pirates, then he turned and looked at Yuta. Hey, miss, don't run away, I've already taken care of these 2 pirates. Qingyun glanced at Yuta, who kept running away without looking back. Although the other person's 2 colors of hair parted in the middle left a deep impression on him, he still reminded him. He could end not long after they arrived. However, they saw the pirate ship of the fighting pirates not far away, so he and Nami had already concluded that the other party had landed on the shore, and they probably burned, killed and looted this place. After all, the sea thieves, that's all they can do. So after he landed, he started looking for traces of pirates. He looked for them. He saw Changwei. It was 2 pirates chasing 1 women. This kind of situation can be understood at a glance, so he took action to solve the 2 pirates without hesitation, and a hero came to save the beauty. Although the routine was old, he felt that his actions were still thieves. Handsome, what a pity, the woman he rescued just ran away with her head down and didn't look back. It really made him waste his handsome efforts to deal with these 2 pirates. New book, please give me some data. Dear beauties, if you think the author's writing is good, you can vote for flowers, evaluation votes, and monthly votes. The more you vote, the more updates the author will make. Don't be soft-hearted and vote more. Big discount on Dragon Boat Festival reading. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 55. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hearing Qingyun's shout, Wuda looked back and saw that the 2 pirates who were originally chasing her had been killed, and she was relieved. Although she is the one with the ability of the song fruit, but in the face of such a situation, she chose to run away from her heart. Certainly, the bigger reason is that the ability of the song fruit basically has no offensive power. The biggest effect is to immerse others in the singing and then fall asleep. Thank you, thank you. Wuda thanked Qingyun. If she couldn't see that the other party helped her, then she would be a fool. You're welcome. When Yuta turned around, Qingyun felt that the other party was becoming more and more familiar, but it was a bit difficult for him to recall who the other party was for a while. There are some things that become more and more familiar the more he recalls them. I can't remember. Maybe this is just a small reminder, just like a locked door that needs a key to open, and at this moment. Yuta. Not far away, a figure ran over panting and shouted loudly, Yuta. These 2 words are like keys, unlocking the door to Qingyun's memory. No way. Qingyun looked at Wuda. The name, the 2-color half-cut hairstyle, all seemed to point to someone's identity. Gordon, who had been running wildly all the way, was here. His body, it didn't look good at first glance. It looked like, so, after stopping, I took a breath for a while, and then I calmed down. Yuta, the pirates are coming. Come back with me quickly. Let's avoid the pirates first and then come back. Gordon said quickly. However, Qingyun on the side spoke. Are you Shank's daughter? That he completely recognized the other party. isn't this Dan character in the latest movie version of One Piece? He has seen it, so, he is still impressed by it, although, the plot is somewhat bland. It can even be said that he was bored, but he watched it more out of emotion. He didn't know how many people went to watch the movie because Shanks has a daughter, but no matter what, he finished reading it, and he knew a little bit, but he didn't expect it. He just came here to kill a pirate group with abilities. He didn't expect to bump into Shanks' daughter by such a coincidence. Or rather, Shanks' adopted daughter, but no matter what, this seems to be an unexpected surprise. You've got the wrong person. I'm not that kind of person's daughter. However, Yuta's face turned dark after hearing this. At this moment, she still doesn't know the truth. It can also be said that she is very resentful towards Shanks because of Shanks' behavior of abandoning her. It seems that you still don't know the truth. He immediately put on a look of emotion inside. The truth? What do you know? Hearing this, Yuta's heart also beat. Over the years, it is impossible to say that she doesn't care about Shanks abandoning her, therefore, in so many years, she has accumulated a lot of love for her. In addition to Shanks' large amount of resentment, she always felt that what happened back then was a little weird. Even if it was her adoptive father Gordon, she always felt that he was hiding something from her. Because of this, she couldn't even get an answer. It only made her more troubled. No. Qingyun nodded and said, I know the truth about the destruction of Elegia and the real reason why Shanks abandoned you. He said this, of course it was not to show off in front of the other party. In fact, after he knew the other party's identity, he wanted to drag the other party into his team of bounty hunters. For no other reason than that, although this person is weak in strength, and even has a half-baked understanding of the world structure, however, the other party has the most valuable thing, that is the other party's singing voice. Although the other party has done things in the movie version, it can be said that this is the behavior of the female version of Obito and Madara in the pirate world, but it cannot be denied that if the other party really wants to be a singer, with the cooperation of the singing fruit, the other party will definitely become the world's #1 singer. In the end, the key point is that if he invites the other party to join his team, as long as he raises Yuta's popularity and lets the red hair know, it will undoubtedly tell the red hair that your daughter is on my ship. So, if something unexpected happened to him, would the red-haired man who knew the situation really pretend that he didn't see anything? He might not have rushed over to save people immediately. It can be said that if Uthara was included in his bounty hunters in the team, he has an extra summoning card. As long as something happens to them, this summoning card can directly summon all the members of the red-haired pirate group to come to help. Therefore, inviting the other party to join his bounty hunter team can have such a benefit. Why doesn't he invite the other party to join? Even if he plays it safe and does his best to avoid causing trouble before he fully grows up, but sometimes there will always be some unexpected things happening. Therefore, Yuta's amulet is in his. It will still be very useful before it grows up. Grateful, *3, 100 VIP reward. Thank you very much. New book, please give me some data. Dear beauties, if you think the author's writing is good, you can vote for flowers, evaluation votes, and monthly votes. The more you vote, the more updates the author will make. Don't be soft-hearted and vote more. Big discount on Dragon Boat Festival reading. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 56. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The truth? Tell me what you know. When mentioning this, Wuta's emotions also seemed to be a little out of control. She rushed towards Qingyun eagerly, almost grabbing Qingyun's collar. Sir, although I thank you for saving Yuta, a pirate group has already arrived in this country, so you should leave this place quickly. Yuta, let's leave quickly, this place is a bit dangerous. Seeing this, Gordon quickly stopped him. Whether it was because he had promised Shanks to keep it secret, or because he had raised Yuta as his biological daughter for more than 10 years, so he was even more unwilling to let Yuta. Ta knows this truth, because this kind of truth can be said to be very cruel to Wu Ta. Therefore, in his words, he has already issued an order to expel Qingyun mercilessly. King Gordon, do you think your white lies and fabricated false truths are all protecting Miss Yuta? You are no longer a child. Don't you know how Miss Yuta will react if she keeps concealing and deceiving like this one day? That's the most painful time for her, right? I don't think I need to say that it's better to block than to open up. What's more, Miss Yuta is no longer the child she was. She is also an adult. I think she should have the right to know the truth. Qingyun also looked at Gordon and said slowly, his words also made Gordon silent. How could he not know this truth? However, the original truth was too cruel, especially for Yuta. What he was most worried about was that after Yuta knew the truth, he would be unable to bear it and his whole body would collapse. Therefore, he remained silent about what happened in the first place. I want to know the truth. Yuta said to Gordon seriously. She understood now. She was kept in the dark, and she didn't even know what the truth was at the beginning. This made her a little angry, but rather than being angry, she wants to know the truth now. What is the reason why Shanks left her behind and the truth behind destroying Elegia? Shanks was not the one who destroyed Elegia in the first place. She deliberately left you to let me raise you in order to protect you. Gordon said. However, there were some things hidden in the words. However, Yuta also frowned when she heard this. She is not a fool. How could she not hear that Gordon still hid something? Maybe, the other party wanted to protect her, but she felt that she had the right to know the truth of everything instead of being kept in the dark like this. Yuta looked at Qingyun. Since the other party knew about this matter, he probably knew a lot. Compared with Gordon's covert answer, if he asked the other party, maybe the other party would give him a more satisfactory answer, but as soon as she opened her mouth, she wanted to call the other person, but she forgot that the other person never said her name. My name is Qingyun. Qingyun said with a smile. Qingyun, can you please tell me the truth? Yuta blinked, revealing his single eye, and asked with expectation in his eyes. Can. Qingyun gave the other party an affirmative answer. No. King Gordon, I think Yuta has the right to know the truth. Gordon tried to stop Qingyun from telling the truth, but Qingyun's words made him speechless. But the truth is cruel. After a long time, he also said the same thing. Cruel. A true warrior dares to face the bleak life and the dripping blood. I think Yuta can be considered a warrior. Qingyun said, preventing him from telling the truth. How can this work? He is still counting on Yuta's summoning card to join his team. How can Gordon stop all this? What's more, if you say you want to hide it, you can hide it. What about this? The premise is that you have to be able to hide it. After all, even without him, Yuta will get the video phone bug in the future. Well, the result is that he happened to find the original kingdom of Elegia, what happened on the day of destruction, and thus know the truth. There is no difference between telling him early or telling him late. On the contrary, he is here. It seems that he can also persuade the other party. For example, let the other party join his team. Words. It also left Gordon completely speechless. He couldn't say that Yuta was not a warrior to prevent the other party from knowing the truth. This would be too hurtful. Helpless. He could only choose to remain silent. All of this choice. Yuta can only make the choice. Tell me the truth. Yuta said seriously. Now, she just wants to know the truth. As for when someone says she is a warrior, it would be great if she could say it in a positive tone instead of saying such words in an uncertain tone. The so-called truth is actually very simple. It is that you were deceived by the music demon and sang the music score that summoned the music demon Totemjika, so the music demon was released. After the music demon came out, he destroyed the kingdom of Elegia. Although Shanks took action, it was a little late, and the kingdom of Elegia had almost been destroyed. He didn't want you to know that you were actually responsible for all this, so he hid the truth and created the illusion that he destroyed the kingdom of Elegia for the treasure and gave up on you, leaving you in Gordon's care. Qingyun made the matter clear and concise. After saying this, Yuta also looked shocked. Obviously, she couldn't accept the truth for a while. Thanks to the ordinary man, handsome guy, for your monthly support. Many thanks. Let me tell you here, the author is moving these days, so there are few updates. I am really tired. I will start updating on the 27th and it will stabilize. New book, please give me some data. Dear beauties, if you think the author's writing is good, you can vote for flowers, evaluation votes, and monthly votes. The more you vote, the more updates the author will make. Don't be soft-hearted and vote more. Big discount on Dragon Boat Festival reading. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 58. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing Yuta crying in pain, Qingyun feels a little embarrassed. Well, am I too direct? How about I say it more tactfully? That he also laughed dryly. On the side, Gordon also glared at Qingyun. Even if he told the truth, is it so simple and direct, so concise? Didn't you see that he was so tactful when he said it just now? This makes he was so angry that he wanted to hit someone, but... Yuta, please stop crying. If you think about it carefully, maybe they thought you were troublesome, so it was possible that they threw you off the boat. Qingyun suddenly spoke at this time. These words made Yuta's crying stop suddenly. She looked at Qingyun blankly. She couldn't understand why 37's mouth said such cold words. I think this is still possible. You see, all the members of the red-haired pirates are men, and all of them are adults. You are just a little kid. Although they didn't say it, they definitely thought you were troublesome, so they took advantage of it. Just to leave you. Wouldn't it be much easier for them? Qingyun also said heartlessly, the way to make the other person forget the pain is to transfer the source of the other person's pain. Cry, that won't solve it. But when he saw a beautiful girl crying in front of him, he really almost couldn't help laughing. Sorry. He and Yuta are not familiar with each other, therefore, it is impossible to say that he feels the same way as the other party. He did make the other party suffer, but this it was also because he told the truth and told the truth. Therefore, if you think about it carefully, the other party's crying has not much to do with him. Therefore, he feels 1 point of guilt, but 99 points means that it is with him. I have no relationship. Shanks, how could they leave me for this reason? Ottawa let out a cry and started to cry again. If it was because he knew the truth before, knowing that Elegia was destroyed because of her, and Shanks chose to leave her behind in order to protect her, that's why he immediately if you cry with emotion and pain, then, now you cry with pain and sadness, although, there is not much difference anyway, the look and sound of Yuta crying are the same. Gordon looked at it. It was really a hard fist. He really wanted to hit someone. This person really went too far. He provoked Yuta like this again and again, and each time he stabbed Yuta directly in the heart. This was a deliberate stabbing. Yuta, don't cry. I just teased you. I picked up and raised my daughter since she was a child. How could I just throw away this feeling? Believe me, Shanks definitely loves you too much, so he just threw it away. What you left behind. Qingyun spoke again. These words made Yuta's tears stop again. She looked up blankly. Now she had an idea to stop vomiting, that is, who can come over and sew this man's mouth shut? Go on. Play with her one after another. Do you really think she has no temper? Okay, it seems that you have cried enough now and don't want to cry anymore. Qingyun looked at Yuta who was no longer crying, clapped his hands and continued. Now it's time to get down to business. He looked at Yuta seriously. This made Yuta, who still couldn't turn his head around, a little nervous. What do you want to do? Yuta asked with some stuttering. Although the red-haired man left you behind for a reason, he did it, and the grievances you have suffered for more than 10 years will not disappear because of this kind of thing, so. Yuta, are you interested in beating up Shanks and the entire red-haired pirates to vent your anger? Qingyun grinned, showing what he thought was a very handsome smile, but it was actually quite handsome, exposing the truth, and then using it as an excuse to vent his anger, invited Yuta to join his team of bounty hunters. It was really reasonable, and there were no logical loopholes at all. Wonderful. Hearing this, Utana's eyes that were red from crying also lit up. The other party was quite right, although it was for her sake to conceal the truth. In the final analysis she was left behind for more than 10 years. Looking back now, The years of resentment were all about the wrong person, which also made her confused, but after hearing what Qingyun said, she felt that something was wrong. However, Qingyun's words had not stopped yet. Yuta, look at the kingdom of Elegia, which was once known as the hometown of music, has turned into such a ruin. Although you were bewitched and tricked into summoning the music demon, this is still somewhat similar to you. Relation. Join my team of bounty hunters. I can make your singing sound all over the world and give you a concert to make you a lot of money. At that time, you can use the money you earn to compensate the kingdom of Elegia. Wouldn't it be nice to come and rebuild the kingdom of Elegia? Qingyun said sincerely. On the side, Gordon felt that Qingyun seemed to have devil's horns on his head. This guy actually wanted his daughter to work for him. But before he could say anything. Okay, I'll join your team of bounty hunters. Yuta directly agreed. New book, please give me some data. Dear beauties, if you think the author's writing is good, you can vote for flowers, evaluation votes, and monthly votes. The more you vote, the more updates the author will make. Don't be soft-hearted and vote more. Big discount on Dragon Boat Festival reading. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 59. You are listening at novelfull.audio. She joins. Of course, she didn't expect Qingyun to help her beat Shanks, her old father. It was just what the other person said later that touched him. She who knows the truth, she has understood that the destruction of the kingdom of Elegia actually has a lot to do with her. Therefore, she felt that she should take responsibility. At least, she can try to rebuild the kingdom of Elegia, as Qingyun said. Let her make a lot of money and use it to rebuild the kingdom of Elegia. Yuta, you don't have to do this. Gordon said. He has been taking care of Yuta for so many years. How can he not know what the other party thinks? Gordon, the kingdom of Elegia was destroyed because of me. This is an unavoidable fact. I have grown up, and I feel that I should shoulder this responsibility. I will definitely conquer the world with my singing. All of them used the money they earned to bring the former home of music, the kingdom of Elegia, back into the world. Yuta said seriously, although today can be said to be a day of ups and downs for her, however, it was the most relaxing day she had ever had since Shanks left her behind. The depression in her heart was here. It was released in an instant. When the huge mountain that was weighing heavily on her heart moved away, she felt extremely relaxed. Pickable items detected. Do you want to pick them up? Pick up. Ding. Successfully picked up. Ordinary physique crystals *2, ordinary soul crystals *2, ordinary talent crystals *2, ordinary physical arts crystals *2, ordinary swordsmanship crystals *2, have been stored in the portable space, and this time, Qingyun also took advantage of the situation and picked up the ability crystals dropped by the 2 pirates he killed. Although the level is low, the quantity is small. But, he always adds up to a small sum. Qingyun, there are pirates chasing me, please help me. At this time, Nami ran over with a shout. Behind her, a group of pirates were chasing her. However, her speed was very fast. The pirates behind her tried their best to chase, but they were chased by Nami pulled a long distance away. As for the group of pirates, each one looked hot-blooded and red-eyed, as if they were on stimulants. However, after Qingyun looked at it, to express one's attitude through silence. Why are you running? Just fight back. It's not like you can't beat them. He really said this to Nami, but seeing the scared look on the other side's face, he gave it up. Last time, he strengthened Nami's strength. Just a lieutenant-level physique was enough to make Nami stronger. Nami is far superior to ordinary people, not to mention some physical skills and swordsmanship. She can deal with this group of pirates without any problems. However, Nami was chased by the other party and ran away like this. Maybe she hasn't gotten used to how strong she is. Qingyun can only comfort himself in this way, otherwise he would never be able to regard his woman as a fool. I am coming. He shouted. He rushed towards Nami, Ikido-style Xiaoman. The sword energy fell like raindrops towards the group of pirates. With a puff sound, the pirates' bodies also began to burst with blood. When they stood up, some of the pirates who had suffered relatively serious injuries just threw themselves to the ground on the spot. Behind them, there was a man who was wearing much better clothes than the other pirates. When he saw this, his face also had a sad look on his face. He showed a look of horror. He ran away. It was a shame. Just after the attack, he knew that he was no match for the opponent. If he didn't run, then he would be a fool. Captain of the battle pirates, Beirut's, without having seen the bounty, how could he not recognize the other party? Of course, he is only secondarily interested in the other party's bounty. He is more interested in the other party's ability than the bounty. Although, the ability of the devil fruit, there are side effects. But as a person with a collecting habit, it doesn't seem bad to collect devil fruits for collection. Stop! Qingyun shouted. The next moment, he also rushed towards the opponent quickly, one sword style, ghost energy, Jingxia. It was just one sword. Brutus, the captain of the fighting pirate group, was instantly killed by Qingyun. I'm weak, but I still used ghost energy. Qingyun glanced at the decapitated corpse, curled his lips and said, sure enough, some of the effects of devil fruit's abilities are indeed not very good, but more of them are due to the ability user himself, and the effects of devil fruit's abilities can be exerted. How much you get out depends on yourself. And after he eliminated the captain of the fighting pirates, this group of pirates seemed to be out of some state. It should be the ability of the devil fruit. It made them enter a fanatical battle state. That's why these people were so excited and fanatical before. Now that the ability user is dead, the effect will naturally disappear, and they also woke up, seeing the death of their captain. They were all frightened and wanted to escape, but how could Qingyun give the opponent a chance? With the third generation of ghosts, he was going on a killing spree. All the pirates died in his hands, and almost no one could escape his attack. All of them, they were all killed by him. The crew of the fighting pirates were all wiped out. Some of the plots are too fast. Sorry, I can only speed up. The chapters will be released next. There will be more excitement in the future. Pretty boys and girls, give the author a subscription. It only costs 500 yuan. The author writes that Faloo will go bankrupt. Tomorrow I will update at least 10,000 words. It just so happens that tomorrow the author and I will finish moving. After the move, the author promises to update at least 20,000 words every day for all the pretty boys and girls. I just ask for your support by subscribing. Don't subscribe, new books are on the shelves. Subscription is really important, it affects the recommendation. If you can, please insist on subscribing one chapter to the author every day. Please, pretty boys and pretty girls. Big discount on Dragon Boat Festival reading. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 59.1. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Pickable items detected. Do you want to pick them up? Pickup.ding. Successfully picked up, ordinary body crystals *33, excellent body crystals *4. Ordinary soul crystals *30, excellent soul crystals *3, ordinary talent crystals *38, excellent talent crystals *8, rare talent crystals *2. Ordinary taijutsu crystals *29, excellent taijutsu crystals *3, ordinary kendo crystals *31, excellent kendo crystals *6, and the legendary superhuman combat fruit crystals have been stored in the portable space. After killing these pirates, Qingyun also picked up these things. The quality of this batch of pirates is not good. The grade of the ability crystals brought to him was not very high. But, the battle pirates were not a very powerful pirate group to begin with, so I didn't feel any surprise. After all, in addition to talent, ability crystals are basically linked to oneself. The stronger you are, the higher the level of ability crystals you drop. On the contrary, the same is true. Certainly. What surprised him the most, or the devil fruit crystal obtained from the captain of the battle pirates, the starting point is the legendary level, whether it was the devil fruit he picked up last time or the grade of the devil fruit crystal he obtained after killing the pirates this time. Qingyun realized something. The devil fruit itself is of a very high level, but it's a pity, there are side effects, so he doesn't want to eat. Subsequently, he also took out the legendary superhuman combat fruit crystal, and then took a look at the black text displayed on the ability crystal, legendary Superman fighting fruit crystal, a superhuman type of devil fruit, which can gain fighting power after being eaten. The original side effects of devil fruit have been eliminated and can be synthesized. Qingyun's pupils also shrank suddenly. Did he see it wrong? Quickly, he also rubbed his eyes. After confirming that he had read it correctly, he didn't know what to say about his mood. The side effects of the devil fruit were actually eliminated. This means, the devil fruit crystal in his hand will not have any side effects after taking it, and he can even go for a relaxing swim in the sea without any problems. What does that mean? The value of this thing has skyrocketed. Devil fruits with side effects and without side effects are completely different things. After all, devil fruits with side effects will be targeted by people. You must know that devil fruits are not only incapable of swimming, but also fear of sea tower stones. In the New World, there are endless amounts of sea stone bullets, or things that specifically suppress devil fruit users. Therefore, even if a strong man becomes an esper after taking the devil fruit, it means that if he encounters the attack of a sea stone in battle, he will still receive some effects, especially those who use sea stone bullets. The strong one, it can even drive bullets into the body of the devil fruit user, which can be said to affect the devil fruit user all the time. Therefore, Qingyun resists devil fruit. But, the devil fruit crystal I obtained now has no side effects. This made Qingyun very surprised. At the same time, it also made him think about the reason why there were no side effects. Less than a second, he thought of it instantly. Is it because of the golden finger? Because after killing the enemy's devil fruit ability was condensed into crystals by golden finger, directly eliminating the side effects. So I got devil fruit crystals with no side effects, that he analyzed secretly in his heart. However, no one gave him an answer, not even his golden finger gave him any reply. However, he felt that this should be close to what he guessed. After all, the only special thing about him is the golden finger he carries. He also believes that only his golden finger has the ability to eliminate the side effects of the devil fruit that formed the ability crystal. I still have a devil fruit in my hand, I'll see if I try it. Qingyun secretly thought, then he rushed into the nearby forest. Qingyun, what are you going to do? Nami looked at Qingyun, who suddenly left, with a look of confusion on her face. I'm going to do an experiment. You wait here. I'll be back soon. Qingyun also responded to Nami. His figure disappeared from the sight of Nami and the others. In the jungle, Qingyun is looking for something here. His eyes kept turning to catch traces of some animals. Shortly after, a wild boar was pinned to the ground by him and could not move even half a minute. I'll use you as an experiment. Qingyun patted the wild boar's head with his other hand and said with emotion. Immediately, he also took out the devil fruit he had picked up at the sea from the portable space. The dragon fruit is in the form of an ancient Tyrannosaurus rex. This is a rare ancient devil fruit in the animal system, and it is quite precious. It's cheaper for you. He said this, and then stuffed the devil fruit in his hand directly into the mouth of the wild boar. It couldn't move, but the wild boar that was struggling in place also chewed something directly after stuffing something into its mouth. When he stood up, part of the chewed devil fruit pulp was swallowed by the wild boar. After eating it, the wild boar appeared humane and vomited. It was obvious, it was not just humans, even the wild boar couldn't stand this devil fruit. It tastes amazing. I can only say that the taste of devil fruit must be outstanding. Of course, it is impossible for Qingyun to eat it. Even if it has side effects, it is still unpalatable. He has his own golden finger, so for becoming stronger the need can be taken slowly and not in such a hurry. And in his sight, the wild boar that had eaten the devil fruit also began to undergo huge changes. Its body began to swell, in his sight. The wild boar had eaten the devil fruit. It also changed bit by bit into the shape of an extremely tall Tyrannosaurus rex. Seeing this scene, it's done. Qingyun also expressed that he was very happy. This wild boar has eaten the devil fruit and became a devil fruit ability user. Therefore, his experiment has already begun. He wanted to see if it was really because of his golden finger that all the side effects of the devil fruit that fell into ability crystals were eliminated. So, he drew out the Sandaime Kitetsu, one sword with the ghost energy Qingming. He rushed directly towards the wild boar that had eaten the devil fruit, holding the sword in both hands. he slashed out with one strike, stab. This devil fruits the wild boar was directly under his attack, and he cut it in two from the middle, blood spilled all over the ground, and this wild boar was cut in half directly from the middle, so again, how is it possible to survive? It's good that the recovery power of animal-type espers is very strong, but when it comes to such a situation, even Kaido can only shake his head and say that there is no hope, just bury him. Of course, Qingyun cares about it. That's not it. Pickable items detected, do you want to pick them up? Pick up, to read exciting novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. Ding! Successfully picked up, Legendary Dragon Fruit Ancient Tyrannosaurus Rex Form Crystal *1, which has been stored in the portable space. A devil fruit crystal also entered his portable space. Immediately, he just took out this devil fruit crystal. One look. Black text appears. Legendary Dragon Fruit Ancient Species Tyrannosaurus Rex Form Crystal, a rare ancient species of animal devil fruit. After eating, it can transform into the animal Tyrannosaurus Rex from ancient times. The original side effects of devil fruit have been eliminated and can be synthesized. A quick glance, he just finished watching it, after reading. Sure enough. Qingyun also secretly thought in his heart, the devil fruit that turned into a crystal was just as he had guessed, the side effects were removed. This also means that after the devil fruit turned into an ability crystal, there were no side effects. In fact, it is the reason for his golden finger. I tried it once. This speculation has directly changed from the perspective of suspicion to the reason that it must be the golden finger. Unexpectedly, Goldfinger still has such ability. Qingyun shook his head helplessly and thought to himself. If he had known this, he would have just said that the devil fruit turned into an ability crystal. However, the emergence of this situation also told him one thing, it seems that he can also obtain the devil fruit ability, and there are no side effects, and he can obtain the ability of the devil fruit. For him, this is of course a good thing. Shock fruit. Shining fruit. Blue dragon fruit. He is also quite interested in these powerful devil fruits. If you can get devil fruit abilities without side effects, his strength will increase rapidly. But who will use these two devil fruits? Qingyun couldn't help frowning and thinking, of course he was not only planning to keep the devil fruit for himself, but some devil fruit with good fruit abilities might also be used on his own woman. At least this would improve Nami's combat effectiveness. There are also side effects. It doesn't matter if you don't take it. But wouldn't it be great to give Nami a devil fruit without any side effects? If in the future, he synthesizes a large number of legendary crystals or epic crystals, wouldn't it be possible for Nami to have a devil fruit? May directly obtains a power comparable to that of a general or an emperor. If coupled with the ability of the devil fruit without side effects, it is equivalent to directly creating a warrior between the general and the emperor. At least there are demons. The fruits and abilities are together, you will definitely not be a weakling who has just entered this stage. If you personally cultivate a few trustworthy generals in your own bounty hunter team, or have the combat power of the Yonko level, neither the Navy nor the world government dare to attack me at will. Yes, just do it. Qingyun also has an idea in his mind. However, this is undoubtedly the pirate group that has to go to the New World in the second half of the Grand Line to kill a large number of big pirates in order to collect the excess high-grade ability crystals. Come on, of course, even if you get these power crystals, you have to use them on yourself first. If you have extra, then use them on Nami or some other partners, and this at that time, a flash of inspiration suddenly flashed in his mind. By the way, my golden finger ability is synthesis. In the introduction of devil fruit, there is also a word that it can be synthesized. Perhaps, I can try to synthesize 2 different devil fruit crystals. Qingyun's heartbeat also accelerated. He didn't know what kind of devil fruit would be born when 2 devil fruit abilities were combined. However, this approach was very promising. He was not a hesitant one. People, do what they say, this is his character. Therefore, he also directly took out his 2 devil fruit ability crystals, Battle Fruit and Tyrannosaurus Rex Fruit. These 2 fruits, one is Superman type, and the other is animal type. Moreover, the grades of the 2 fruits are at the legendary level, which can be said to be quite high. If they are synthesized, that I don't know whether more advanced ability crystals will be born, he thought so. Immediately, his heart also moved. The synthesis began. The two devil fruit crystals in his hands emitted black light and gradually merged together. Qingyun's face did suddenly change. Physical strength. His physical strength was being consumed a lot, he almost forgot. The higher the grade of the ability crystal, the more physical energy it takes to synthesize it. According to my current physical strength, I will be drained in a minute at most, and I have to continue to swallow body crystals to restore my physical strength. Qingyun thought secretly in his heart. Then, he quickly took out a perfect body crystal and swallowed it. His physical strength was restored, but it was still being consumed at a very fast rate. 1.5 minutes later, a lot of physical strength was consumed. Still didn't stop. Seeing this, Qingyun could only take one more perfect body crystal. The two perfect body crystals he had on hand were also consumed. If the synthesis is not completed, then he will have to swallow it. Other levels of body crystals were used to restore physical strength. However, when his physical strength was only less than 1/3, the synthesis was completed. In his hand, a golden crystal appeared in his hand. This color. It has been explained that after this synthesis, he directly obtained a devil fruit crystal that reached the epic level. He was extremely happy. Seeing this, he also excitedly looked at the two devil fruit ability crystals after they were synthesized. The devil fruit power crystals have golden text introductions on them. Epic Dragon Fruit Fantasy Beast Battle Greymon Form Crystal, an extremely rare phantom beast devil fruit. After eating, it can transform into the ultimate Digimon Battle Greymon in the digital world. The original devil fruit has been eliminated. Should have side effects and can be synthesized. After reading this, Qingyun made several question marks, and said that everyone else was stupid. New book is on the shelves, please order first. Pretty boys and pretty girls, give me your support. Chapter 60. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Epic Dragon Fruit Fantasy Beast Type Battle Greymon Form Crystal. Honestly, after reading the introduction, Qingyun can be said to have the face of an old man on the subway. What the hell? This is the pirate world, not the digital world. Why can things from the digital world be synthesized? Is my golden finger so illogical? Outrageous, too outrageous. But he likes, after the synthesis of two different legendary level devil fruit power crystals, the level directly reached the epic level. This means that just by continuously developing devil fruit abilities, reaching a certain level of development will not be a problem. Certainly, this does not mean that the legendary level devil fruit corresponding to the general level cannot reach the emperor level. It's just that for this type of devil fruit ability, if you want to reach the emperor level, you need to match your own physique and domineering power. Taken together, it can be regarded as reaching the emperor level. It can be said, one is to continuously develop devil fruit abilities to reach the emperor level. The other kind requires not only developing the devil fruit ability, but also working hard on physical strength and domineering to reach the emperor level. There is still a big gap in this. Fighting Greymon, this is a perfect childhood memory. Qingyun was filled with emotion, because it was a childhood memory. He was relatively familiar with the ability crystals of this new synthetic devil fruit variety, therefore, he was a little hesitant about eating this epic dragon. The fruit phantom beast battle Greymon form crystal has very good abilities, but its grade is only an epic grade after all. If he eats it, he won't be able to eat a second devil fruit ability crystal. That wouldn't be a huge loss. Therefore, he was very torn in his heart. Eat or not to eat? This is a very difficult multiple choice question. After all, although epic level ability crystals are very strong, eating this epic dragon fruit fantasy beast type fighting Greymon form crystal, which can definitely allow him to quickly improve his strength in a short period of time. However, there is a god level above the epic level. This is what makes him hesitate. He is a time traveler. There is still a time traveler with golden fingers. How could you eat such a devil fruit ability crystal in order to quickly increase your strength in a short period of time? Forget it, I won't eat you anymore. Qingyun resisted the temptation to quickly increase his strength and threw fighting Greymon's ability crystal into his personal space. If he only focused on what was in front of him and could not consider the future, he would not be able to do whatever he wanted at that time. Looking forward to the future, after putting away his things, he took a rest. after recovering a lot of physical strength just consumed by synthesis, he also walked out of the jungle and returned to the beach. After arriving here, he looked when Nami arrived. She and Yuta were already sitting together chatting, and they looked very happy. He really didn't know what he had missed, but it was okay, after all. Yuta was already a bounty hunter who had joined him. Team, if she and Nami couldn't get along harmoniously, the one who would have a headache would be him, so, seeing such a harmonious scene, he felt relieved. Nami, I'm back. Qingyun smiled and walked over, reaching Nami's side, however. Oh. After Nami simply answered like this, she continued to chat with Yuta about fashion magazines, clothes, etc. The two of them chatted lively, but they ignored Qingyun beside them. This made Qingyun can't help but he was a little dumbfounded. How long has it been since Nami ignored him? She was so angry. Believe it or not, this handsome guy is angry and you can't even coax him. But Nami and Yuta were chatting happily, and Qingyun, on the other hand, had been ignored for a long time. He could only lament that when women started talking about each other, they really couldn't stop. Even if they wanted to say something, they wouldn't have the chance to finish it. No more love. Qingyun shook his head and walked aside slightly disappointed. Then, he also walked to the body of Barutus, the captain of the fighting pirate group, and directly took him into the portable space. His relationship with Nami, there is no need to hide anything anymore. After all, they are already familiar with the negative distance between them, and after throwing the pirate's body into the portable space, it can completely prevent the body from rotting. That's right, it's a must-have item for killing and stealing. It's so easy to use. In addition to this usage, there are also a lot of food and so on. He doesn't have to worry about the food rotting and expired, because the things thrown into the carry-on space cannot store other things except living things. If you put it in, time will be frozen. Unless you take it out from the portable space, then the damage will occur only after the passage of time. Have a chat. Gordon also came over at this time and said to him. Good. Qingyun nodded. After all, the other party can be regarded as Yuta's adoptive father. He abducted Yuta just like this. If the other party has nothing to say to him, then he will look down on the other party. The two gradually get closer. Soon, some distance away from Yuta, Gordon stopped. Since Yuta has decided to leave with you, I have no reason to stop her. I have always kept the secret of the demise of the kingdom of Elegia in my heart and dare not tell anyone. But after you tell it today, on the contrary, it seems as if a burden has been lifted from my heart. Qingyun, I want to thank you. In the past 10 years, Yuta has lived a very painful life, but you have solved the knot in her heart. I really appreciate you for this, thank you. I'm not a pirate, and I don't have as much power as Shanks and the others, but as Yuta's adoptive father, I want to ask you to. Please, help me take care of and protect Yuta, can you? Gordon spoke his true feelings to Qingyun seriously. Some secrets have been hidden for too long, which makes the person who keeps the secret physically and mentally exhausted. Now, when this secret is told, his heart feels relieved. Bearing a heavy burden, at the same time, as an adoptive father, he will not stop Yuta from moving towards his own life, so he only has some requests for Qingyun. Okay, I promise you. Qingyun readily agreed. After all, Yuta is now a member of his team. Take good care of each other, protect each other. Isn't this what he should do? If he can't even protect his own team members, then it's inevitable. It's ridiculous. Besides, don't forget the red-haired pirates. Yuta has a special identity. When he encounters danger, he will immediately summon the red-haired pirates to come and save people. Whenever Yuta is really in danger, in addition to the other party who will definitely suffer his crazy revenge, there is another person. No, it should be a member of the red-haired pirate group. Even Whitebeard will not do such stupid things, therefore, he will do such stupid things. Yes, there is only the world government. After all, the world government's brain-twitching operations can be said to be world-famous. Logically speaking, I can be considered as helping Hongfa and Yuta to reconcile. If Hongfa knew about this, he would have to give me a blow no matter what he said. Forget it, I am a generous person, so there is no need to kowtow. When the time comes, let Red Hair capture a dozen big pirates who are at least at the level of generals and bring them to me. Qingyun also thought secretly, inviting Yuta to join his bounty hunter team is really a good thing that will make a profit without losing money. It can make money and has a background. Moreover, he can also give a kind reminder. The red-haired pirate group, Yuta, was here to let him kindly bring more than a dozen big pirates from the New World to thank him. Wonderful, it was so wonderful, he even felt that his wit was a little too much. Soon after that, he and Gordon also walked back. They chatted about some things on the way. Of course, most of them were about Yuta. He admitted that the other party was indeed a qualified adoptive father. If you want to read violent novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. And the next few days, they've been tinkering here for a while. Let Yuta and his family say their final goodbyes. After all, what follows will be a long, very long journey. Even if you want to meet, it is estimated that it has to be calculated on a yearly basis. It's not like he went to test the waters of the Grand Line. Naturally, he has to go directly to the New World, kill a circle, and his strength is almost improved, and then he will consider traveling around the world, and he also synthesized the pirate ships of the fighting pirates. In addition, he synthesized the pirate ship of the dragon pirates. Now his big ship still needs 3.09 experience points to upgrade the level of his big ship. Excellent grade to go. As for why the decimal point is 0.09, this is of course because the pirate ship of the fighting pirates is just an ordinary grade pirate ship, which only brings 0.01 experience to his big ship. He expressed disappointment at this. Then, a group of them, he also continued towards Rogue Town. On the way, I didn't encounter any pirates or anything. This made Qingyun very uncomfortable, feeling that he had lost 100 million. Certainly, there may be a big reason for this. Demon Knife Hunter. At this time, I saw a piece of news in the newspaper I bought from Newsbird in the past few days. Undoubtedly, he defeated the Creek Pirates, the Black Cat Pirates, and the Dragon Pirates, which are some of the most popular ones in the East China Sea. She is the queen of the pirate group of the Great Pirate. Moreover, he had achieved such results in less than 2 months as a bounty hunter. Naturally, it got the attention of Morgan's News of the World. The other party praised him highly for his small section in the newspaper alone. To this, he didn't feel anything, just to be famous. Isn't this a normal thing? It would be strange if he couldn't become famous after killing so many well-known pirate groups in the East China Sea. Rogue Town. Not seeing each other for a few days was like 3 autumns. He missed the joy of exchanging pirates for bounties, so he wanted to relive this feeling. Then, he went to visit the naval base in Rogue Town and made a small fortune. Is this the joy of being a bounty hunter? Yuta also watched with envy as Qingyun and Nami divided the millions of Baileys equally. Envy was really envy. Although she was under Gordon's care, she basically had no need to spend money. But after learning about the outside world from Nami's mouth, she also realized the importance of money. Of course, the main reason that made her realize the importance of money was because after entering Rogue Town, Nami just pulled Yuta. They went shopping and started shopping. It can be said that after visiting 1/3 of the clothing stores and cosmetic stores in Rogue Town, they stopped this kind of shopping after being reminded by Qingyun, especially the way Nami checked out happily. It can be said that it touched Yuta very much. However, Nami was still very generous to her own people. When she wanted to buy something, of course she bought it for 2 people, especially after a few days. Which made the relationship between the two soar. Qingyun said that he has been sleeping alone these days. He is angry. He is shaking. He is cold. He clearly invited Yuta to join the team. Why did he suffer? Young man, young and energetic, but when he met Nami, 2 good sisters who were closely together, and even slept together, he had no choice but to endure it. However, Yuta, who had no money at hand, asked Nami to pay, but after all, he still had a little embarrassed, so she began to feel that it was great to have money. Seeing Qingyun and Nami earning millions of belly, how many clothes and cosmetics could they buy? Don't be discouraged, it's just a few million Baileys. You will be the #1 singer in the world in the future. You can easily earn this amount of money when you become famous. Qingyun also patted Yuta's shoulder and said earnestly, "Draw a pie." Yes, he was drawing a pie for Yuta, but this pie is indeed achievable. In the theater version, it was also proved Yuta singing has conquered too many people. If you hold a concert, it will only cost a few million belly. It is very easy to make this kind of money. Are you ready to go to the Grand Line? Smog suddenly asked this question when he was leaving. Certainly. Qingyun nodded and continued, why, Smoker, you can't bear to leave me as a bounty hunter. After you leave, the pirates who are hiding will start jumping around again. He also joked with a smile, however, what he said is indeed true. After he killed several large pirate groups in the East China Sea and made himself famous, many pirate groups were worried about being killed by Qingyun. The demon sword hunters were targeted, so many of them hid directly in their secret bases. They were not ready to show their faces for a while, of course. Some of the iron-headed pirates still went their own way, but it was a pity, Qingyun did not meet to this group of guys. Otherwise, he can make such a small fortune. The Grand Line is very dangerous. Even if your swordsmanship has reached the level of a swordsman, too many people with your strength will die in the Grand Line. Smoger may be reminding Qingyun of the dangers of the Grand Route, but when these words came out of his mouth, there was a sense of threat. Qingyun felt it after hearing this guy Smoger is not a gangster. What a pity, but the East China Sea is too small to accommodate me. If the Grand Line has so many strong men and is so dangerous, I would be more interested. Killing a few pirates with a bounty of hundreds of millions would definitely be more enjoyable than those of the Creek Pirates and the Dragon Pirates. After saying that, Qingyun also left with a smile. This guy is really hateful. Colonel Smoker, please kindly remind him. If he is still like this, you should not remind him. After seeing Qingyun's reaction, Dusky also said to Smoker next to him with some annoyance. No, Dusky, you are wrong. If someone with such courage as him does not die young, he will definitely have a place among the strong men in the Great Route. Smoger looked at Qingyun's leaving back and said extremely seriously, the Grand Line is not a stage for the weak, it is a world stage that only those with great ambition and courage can take the stage, and in his eyes, Qingyun has this. The courage to step onto the world stage. The author was exhausted. After cleaning for several hours, it was finally over. After finishing, I quickly typed out one for all the pretty boys and girls. Now there are more than 200 subscriptions, and there are still 300 to 500 left. Subscribe, all you pretty boys and girls, please support the author. Only 500 subscriptions. I will write until Faloo collapses. There should be about 3 more today, but it should be in the afternoon or evening. The author is still awake and I really can't bear it. Stay here, pretty boys and girls, please forgive me. Yes. Chapter 61. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mount Levis, also known as Upside Down Mountain, this is one of the only safer ways into the Grand Line. Certainly, if you are not afraid of death, you can enter the Grand Route from the Windless Zone, but this can be said to be the nest of the Sea Kings. If there is no technology like the Navy to install sea stones on warships to avoid attracting the attention of the Sea Kings, the chance of being cold is as high as 80%. But Qingyun and others had already sailed their own boats and boarded the Upside Down Mountain. It is easy to enter the Great Route, nothing stands in the way, not even the whale rab was seen. Twin points, this is the starting point of the Great Route. There is a lighthouse here, and the person who guards the lighthouse is called Crocus. This person's identity is anything but simple. He was once the ship's doctor of the Roger Pirates. However, after Roger created the Great Pirate Age, he was not held accountable. Instead, he worked openly and honestly as the keeper of the lighthouse at Twin Capes for so many years. Qingyun also led people off the boat, came here. Soon, he saw Crocus, the lighthouse keeper, leaning on a lounge chair and reading a newspaper. There was a glass of juice on the small table next to him. It can be said that the life is very comfortable. Certainly, the reason why Qingyun came to find the other party was not because the other party was a character in the plot, but because Mr. Crocus, I'm here to buy a record pointer. Qingyun directly stated his purpose. Although the Bounty Hunter Intelligence Organization is not one of the top organizations in the world, it is undeniable that the Bounty Hunter Intelligence Organization is actually not that 307. It's unbearable. In other words, he can still buy some information he needs, for example, the seemingly ordinary lighthouse keeper Crocus of Twin Capes in front of him, based on the information he spent a lot of money on. The information sold shows that the other party is not only a lighthouse keeper, but also a person who specializes in selling recording pointers of the Grand Route. It can be said that people really cannot be judged by their appearance. The record pointer is 500,000 Baileys, and the permanent pointer is 1 million Baileys. After Crocus heard this voice, he also put down the newspaper in his hand, glanced at Qingyun and others, and then said the price of the record pointer calmly. Grab money. Before Qingyun could say anything, Nami couldn't help shouting. If you don't want to buy it, you can just rush into the Grand Line with your head covered. Crocus also said the same thing, and then he read his newspaper seriously. Give me a record pointer to Whiskey Peak, and I need a permanent pointer to the Kingdom of Alabasta. Qingyun directly took out 1.5 million Baileys from his personal space and placed it on Crocus's table. The reason why he chose Whiskey Mountain Gap is naturally not because of paying tribute to One Piece, but there is more to it. The reason is naturally because he knows the information and knows about the situation of the islands in the Grand Line. It seems that this is the only one. There are many bounty hunters here in Whiskey Mountain Gap, although the people here are careful after making arrangements, waiting for them to come. He can be regarded as a bad guy, but for Qingyun, bad guy. That would be better. If he is really a good guy, he is really a little embarrassed to take action, but 98 few points indicate that being soft-hearted is not what a strong person should have. The key is, there are many bounty hunters in Whiskey Mountain Gap, and they are also a branch of the Baroque Works Company, Limited, founded by Crocodile, one of the Shichibukai. Whether they are bounty hunters or pirates who come to the Grand Line, their strength must not be too weak. Therefore, there is no doubt that there are so many bounty hunters gathering on the island of Whiskey Peak, isn't it? He was directly telling him to take action and quickly take action on these people to make a lot of ability crystals, so Qingyun was immediately moved. It is inevitable to add up to a small amount, so even if the mosquito legs have less meat, they are still meat after all. Besides, people who enter the New World are definitely much stronger than those ordinary pirates in the East China Sea. This is the record pointer for Whiskey Peak, and this is the permanent pointer for Alabasta. After seeing Qingyun giving money so readily, Crocus also readily gave the thing to Qingyun. After receiving the thing, he also gave the record pointer of Whiskey Peak to Nami. As for the permanent pointer of Alabasta, this naturally, I need to take it to the portable space first. This thing is not indestructible. If you don't pay attention, it may break directly, therefore, it is much safer to throw it into the portable space. Mr. Crocus, do you have a red-haired phone bug here? Qingyun asked. In an instant, Crocus also changed his face and looked at Qingyun warily. Red hair. It's Shanks. He knows Shanks. Because of this, when he heard this young man, he directly asked if he had contacted the red-haired phone bug, who might know the relationship between him and Shanks. How could he not be vigilant in this situation? What did you say? Red hair. Old man, I don't know what red-haired people are, so you'd better go and ask elsewhere. Crocus was vigilant, but also began to answer stupidly. He tried to get away with it, but Mr. Ship Doctor on the Roger Pirates, if it weren't for you, Roger would not have been able to reach the level of Raph Drew in his last few years. Shanks is a trainee crew member on the Roger Pirates ship. You have been on the other party's ship for several years. Do you really want to say that you don't know the other party? Qingyun directly revealed the other party's identity. Crocus also fell silent. Why do you know so well? Crocus asked. It can be said that very few people know about this kind of thing. How did the young man in front of him, who was only in his early 20s, know such a secret thing? Especially yes, after Roger has been dead for so many years. This is not important. What is important is that the red-haired daughter is in my hands, so I have something to talk to him about. Qingyun pointed at Wuda on the side and said, next to her. After listening to Qingyun's words, Wuda always felt that something was not right with what the other party said, but there was something wrong that she couldn't explain. What? When he heard this, Croca was shocked. His eyes quickly fell on Yuta, seeing that the other person's hair color was the same as Shanks. It seemed that this was really possible. The red-haired daughter, especially this young man, he knew some extremely secret things. Maybe the other party was not lying to him. Does Shanks really have a daughter? Crocus asked tentatively. Of course, you have been a lighthouse keeper here for so many years. Don't you know how many times Red Hair has been to the East China Sea over the years? Qingyun said calmly, how many times has the Red Hair returned to the East China Sea? To read Baoshuang novels, go to Faloo Novel Network. Although he said he didn't know, however, what he can be more or less certain is that it must have been quite a few times, even, probably greater than double digits. Why? Because of Maginot in Windmill Town, the best way to enter and leave the Grand Route is to leave through Upside Down Mountain. As for entering the Four Seas through the Windless Zone, this is indeed it can be done, but even if the Windless Zone of the New World is passed over, it will only reach the North Sea and the West Sea. Only after passing through the Windless Zone in the first half of the Paradise, will it be the East China Sea and the South China Sea. Therefore, even if you want to go back to the East China Sea, you have to come to the first half of the Paradise. As for the Windless Zone, it is too dangerous. After all, it is the nest of the Neptune species. If in recent years, Red Hair would not use the Sea Tower Stone technology to turn upside down the mountain, it is still very possible to enter the East China Sea through the Windless Zone instead of entering the East China Sea directly through the Windless Zone. However, what did you use to cross the Windless Zone more than 10 years ago? With his iron head. The Windless Zone is so dangerous if you are not careful. The whole army will be annihilated. Shanks himself may have the strength to survive the Windless Zone, but the other party's temperament will never bring his crew to take a gamble. After all, Shank more than 10 years ago the other crew members of Sea's red-haired pirates were not as strong as they are now. Therefore, in the early days, most of the red-haired people entered and left the East China Sea from the upside-down mountain. In addition, the red-haired and Crocus were old acquaintances. To say that he didn't know each other and to leave without saying hello was actually a bit nonsense, so Qingyun guessed that Crocus might have contacted the red-haired phone bug. This kid Shanks actually. Crocus also has some words, recalling that Shanks often ran to the East China Sea, and the girl in front of him who had half the same hair color as Shanks, he subconsciously believed Qingyun's words. Just because you believe, so, he was really shocked, he couldn't believe it, Shanks actually did such a big thing quietly. Now, the other party is the four emperors of the New World. This would only make it known that red-haired Shanks has a daughter. This must not shock the other four emperors' forces, as well as the world government, navy and other institutions. You wait here. Crocus stood up and walked towards the lighthouse. He put many things there, including the phone bug to contact Shanks. Soon after, he came over with a phone bug. This phone bug, there was actually a red hair. Qingyun was speechless when he saw it. However, thinking of Doflamingo, Blackbeard and other phone bug queens in the pirate world, he also felt that this phone bug that contacted red hair had some. Shanks' red hair seems to be normal. This is Shanks' phone bug. Crocus also gave the phone bug to Qingyun. After taking the phone bug, he also called directly. After a long time, the phone bug was finally connected. Mr. Crocus, we haven't contacted you for a long time. I didn't expect you to take the initiative to contact me. Once connected, the phone bug showed a humanized expression as red-haired Shanks spoke at the moment. Red-haired Shanks. Qingyun said this. On the other side, the red-haired face changed. Who are you? What about Crocus? Although he just said these words, the person on the other side of the phone already knew instantly that the person talking to him at this moment was not Crocus, but someone he didn't know. You can call me Qingyun, I'm a bounty hunter. Of course, this is not the point. The point is, your daughter is in my hands now. If you don't want anything to happen to your daughter, you'd better accept my next request obediently. Qingyun said slowly. On the side, Crocus was stunned. No. Aren't you in the same group? He felt that there was something he couldn't understand. It wasn't just him, Yuta was also stunned on the side. Qingyun told him before that he was going to make Shanks anxious, so she agreed. But she didn't expect that Qingyun would actually make Shanks anxious like this. Qingyun, right? Did you misunderstand something or you recognized the wrong person? I don't have a daughter. Shanks said, or, he thought that his daughter Yuta should be in Elegia in the East China Sea, and could not be here at Twin Capes, so he did not think of Yuta immediately, but Yuta. Qingyun said two words, New World, a deserted island. Shank's face, which was holding a banquet, suddenly darkened. The Overlord's domineering aura on his body burst out without mercy. The expressions of the crew members of the red-haired pirates also changed. Boy, if you dare to hurt Yuta, I promise that no matter where you are hiding, I will find you and kill you with my own hands. It touched Yuta's life safety, and the red hair was a little unable to calm down at the moment. Then I'll wait. Qingyun said nonchalantly. My request is that for the 10 great pirates with a bounty of more than 500 million, remember that I want to live. If I die, then I will not be able to guarantee the safety of your daughter. He stated his request without hesitation. Good. Shanks gave a direct answer, for the safety of his daughter, so what if he went to the Navy headquarters in person? Readily. Qingyun showed a satisfied smile. In 1 month, I will wait for you in the kingdom of Alabasta. If you can't come, then don't blame me for killing the flower. By the way, your daughter is quite beautiful. After saying that, he hung up the phone directly, on the side Nami. Utta. Crocus. At this moment, they were stunned by Qingyun's operation. Pretty boys and girls, I'm sorry. I only slept for 3 hours yesterday. I was woken up and got busy again. After moving, I felt sleepy after eating. I was planning to code 1 chapter, but ended up coding 1,000 tales. I couldn't bear it anymore after more than 100 words. I was really afraid of sudden death. I went to bed after 9 o'clock. I didn't get up until nearly 10 o'clock today. After dinner, I coded it for you. Pretty boys and girls, I didn't update it yesterday. Today the author will make up for you, and after that, he will try to give you an update of 20,000 words. Please give me a subscription. Please.